The furniture you're about to see is going to make you want to become a child again, because it's just that good. Please welcome our two Karens today. Kayne, Kayne Seeley, come on in. Look at what you brought. We're going to start by talking about children's furniture, beds in particular, because they've come a long way. This was not available in 1975.
It was not.
Or I would have asked my mom.
In 1964.
It was not available in 1964.
Are we going ages? I'm not telling mine. I'm 78.
So, very cool options for kids now. These come in from Gautier.
They do.
Let's talk about the fun you could have with a bed like this.
The Piccadilly is an amazing setup for a child's room. It is obviously a circus theme. It has a stage that pulls out from underneath the bed, so it can be used for dress up, for, you know, like you said, Annie in the
singing show tunes every night. I used to drive my family crazy. This is where I would have done
amazing.
With a karaoke machine.
Yes.
Can you imagine? No, kids aren't going to leave their bedrooms anymore.
No, they've got their electronics.
Yeah.
So tons of storage underneath the stage, and then even behind there's some flip-up drawers that open up, and so you've got basically everything all
That is awesome.
all in one, and so fun.
I'd never sleep in here. It's just all fun.
And the little poofs come with it as well.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Really nice. Okay, let's come over to this, because we all think bunk beds, and you think about the old time bunk beds from yesteryear, but this is very contemporary and sleek and sturdy. It looks very sturdy.
It's very sturdy. Now, their product is made from all sustainable materials as well.
Okay.
So there's very low chemical base to them, because we're always concerned about, you know, what we're putting into our kids' rooms, right? So it's a great product. It's all made in France. And this one, again, like you said, very contemporary. It does have the trundle underneath. It has the built-in staircase, and again, bed up top. So the storage or the unit below can be used for storage or an extra mattress.
Right.
And it's just a wonderful, clean look.
Yeah, I like the fact that you have the option of taking that mattress out. That's really good for storage.
It is.
Right?
Definitely.
It's amazing.
And it's such a small footprint to sleep so many kids. It's nice to have that option. And it's also not too high, because with bunk beds, some of them come a lot higher.
They do.
And you're worried about little ones climbing up that ladder, or, you know, the tomfoolery that might be going on when there's a sleepover.
Absolutely. Okay, we have to talk about this little guy.
The beanbag chair. It's great.
Fun for kids, right?
Fun, great colors.
I'm never getting up because I can't.
Tracy's got a little drink holder on the side.
There you go, a little cup holder. Not for the beer, for the sippy cup.
Exactly.
Right?
Depends whose house it's in.
Yeah, it depends. Okay, let's move down to this unit now, because if you want to have the gorgeous TV, look at this, in your room, you can do that. If not, you can use it another way.
Yeah, so this is really fun, because, yeah, the TV can be taken off, and it's actually sort of a place where you can do board games or set up your Xbox, so you can have storage for Xbox below, storage for board games, and then these are little seats, so they're cushions, and you can play a game of chess, if you will, or Candyland.
Absolutely.
You know, a great thing to have in a kid's room. Or they can just even do their homework right there.
So they can sit on those two sides, and that becomes their little table. That's a fun little play space.
So cute.
I like that.
Well, and multifunctional furniture makes a lot of sense, because this might be in their room or something, and then eventually it might be moved down to a media room when you put a TV on it. So it's nice to buy furniture that isn't just kids' furniture that has one purpose, and then in a few years you're getting rid of it. So something like this makes a lot of sense.
Very cool. All right, and now we have this lovely bed over here.
So this is
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot. So this is basically a room or a bedroom, all the bedroom furniture in one. So you have a optional desk that slides back and forth.
Oh,
so
I like
obviously
that.
when you crawl into bed, you just pull it out.
Yes.
And then it's great also when you're in bed, because you have a workstation that you can work on.
Yes.
And tons of storage. So it's got the bedside table on the side.
Okay.
It has sliding storage again on the side. And then if you look around the front of the bed, there's also storage there.
That's amazing.
That's all you need.
See,
you just need to buy that, and you're good to go.
Well, you literally get up in the morning, like, oh my gosh, what a night, I gotta do work.
I was thinking breakfast in bed.
Oh, or you can do that too. Oh my gosh, eggs. Either way, that's amazing. This would be really good for a university student, I can imagine.
Small dorm room. Yeah.
And it's the sort of bed that's going to transition really well from when they're really small all the way up to grown up.
Exactly.
That's a good investment piece. Well, all the furniture, as you mentioned, is from Gautier, and we're going to be drawing for a $150 gift card after the show. They sent the same prize for our Twitter followers as well. So here's what you need to do. Retweet our contest tweet, and that is at CityLineCA, and you could also win $150. Well, Karen, your daughter is so lucky to have a beautiful bedroom and her own bathroom.
I know, a bit spoiled, I think.
Oh my gosh, but she's a good girl still.
She is.
Yeah, she is. Well, our cameras dropped by to take a look.
By stealing some space from the master suite, I was able to give my daughter a much more functional bedroom and a ton of space. So she now has a walk-in closet, her own ensuite, and in the planning stages, we wanted to make sure that she could fit a queen-size bed and 2 bedside tables across this wall. Initially, there was a niche space over here, but we carried the wall right across. We took advantage of the niche space in order to have a bookcase. She has a nice big area for reading, lounging, and at the same time, we increased the size of the window. We dropped it down a little bit lower so it takes full advantage of the garden behind. We maintained the existing valance and added a crown molding to it, but it gave us a great opportunity to have an S-fold sheer that runs the full width of the room. It's tucked in behind and it's nice and tidy. I didn't want the kids to have a TV in the room because I would never see them and I prefer to watch TV as a family. However, I did allow for cable on this wall for future use. We covered with a piece of art and that way that wall still looks pretty. When planning my daughter's bathroom, I wanted to give her as much storage as I could. So the vanity has a ton of drawer storage. Even underneath the sink, the drawer pulls out, so she has tons of space for all of her makeup, which we know girls love. The countertop is Caesar stone. It's really easy to maintain, it doesn't stain, and we extended it across the top of the toilet. That way she has that little bit of extra counter space. Now doing so, we brought the sides of the shower walls in, and that gave me an end for the counter space. It also gave me an opportunity to put a floating shelf across the back wall of the shower, which gives her storage, and it's clean, simple, and also easy to maintain.
It's a good thing she's a good girl. She deserves that room for sure. It is gorgeous. You know, most of us when we go shopping for a room or something in our house, we'll go, we might have a measuring tape, we might not have everything we're looking for. So let's talk a little bit about shopping for decor. You've got to be prepared. What are the sorts of things you should bring with you if you are looking for a sofa, if you're looking for a fridge, if you're looking for a paint color even? What do you need?
Oh my goodness. So I always suggest you start with a floor plan because how many clients have gone out and bought a sofa that doesn't fit?
Yeah.
And sometimes they can't even get it in the room, never mind once they get it in the room.
Or a basement, they can't get it down the stairs.
You have to measure, so
Right.
in the front door, you know, what are your dimensions? Going down the stairs or down the hallway, so know all those dimensions. And then once you have all the dimensions.
You know, I find that it's really important to have inspiration of what you're shopping for.
Yep.
So go on a couple websites, go through the magazines, and look at what you're attracted to. So when you go to the stores, you can hook up with the salesperson and say, this is kind of the look that I'm after. And that way, you're not, if you walk into some of these stores, there's so much on the floor. I find people come back and they've got, a little bit of this look, a little bit of that look, and it doesn't work when they get home. So make sure you have, you've got a list of what you're after, you've got a color palette that you want to stay within, whether it's paint or furniture or even appliances, like you said, and just make sure that you are really prepared prior to going out there.
There was a time when we first moved into the house we're in now, I didn't leave my house without a measuring tape.
Good.
I always had a measuring tape and I always had like Post-it notes with all the dimensions. So it would say art for living room, right wall, that I want a picture that is this big, so that if I'm at HomeSense, happen to stop there, I have the measurements and I have the measuring tape, because you have to be prepared. You can't just impulse buy when it's your decor. It doesn't. If it doesn't work, you're in trouble.
Especially if you're ordering.
Well,
right?
and one of the things you got to think about: how long have you kept your sofa? Like your current sofa at home, how long have you had it?
Well, mine's fairly new. Like we got it 4 years ago.
4 years ago? I bet you people at home have had sofas for 20 years. Anybody at home 20 years?
For
20
sure.
years? And can you imagine if you went out and you just said, oh, geez, I'll get this one, and you buy it and you get it home and you don't like it?
Yeah.
And now you're going to keep it for 20 years, or it's not comfortable? So, you really have to take the time. And one of the big mistakes I find that clients make, and this is a really tough one to do on your own, is scale. So you might have some big roly-poly chair, and then you come home with this really sleek, contemporary Italian sofa that sits lower to the ground. You're like, ooh.
Or you see it in the showroom, and the showroom has 12-foot ceilings.
Yes.
And it's massive, right? So that's the number one mistake. They buy pieces of furniture that are too large for the space that they're working with. So again, to your point from the beginning, make sure that you've laid out the room, have all the dimensions that you're working with, and then work with somebody at the store to see if they can, point you in the right direction too.
How much is too much? Do you ever walk around with like a faucet in your bag?
Got one in my car.
In your car, yeah.
The more the better, and you don't necessarily have to bring it all into the showroom, but you can have it in your car.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things too, as Karen mentioned, is there are some higher end showrooms and some lower end, and you have to know your budget and go shopping at the right one. But some of the higher ones, they do have some very good staff that can help you on site. In fact, some of them you might develop a relationship with. We have some places we work with where we can email floor plans, we email fabric swatches,
Exactly.
like pictures of
that's
fabric.
good.
Take
We
advantage of
give them
their
a budget
service.
that we're looking for, so that when our client shows up at the store, there's a meeting at 10 o'clock Saturday morning, and they're very directed, so they know they're looking for a sofa that's this dimensions and these colors and this price point and comfy because it's for the media room or
I love talking about mistakes because I make so many. So for our viewers out there, if you've ever made a decor shopping mistake, send us that.
Yeah.
Send us the mistake or send us the picture. You can tweet us at CityLineCA. We love pictures. And at Tracy Cityline. And, we'll talk about it on the show. We won't embarrass you, maybe a little bit, but it'll be fun for all of us.